All right, what's up? This is Chris Johnson here. So I'm in my neighborhood right now, about to head home. You know, just came from Bay Ridge. Early this morning, I was in. Yeah, it's loud. I was in. First of all, Happy July, Happy 1st of July, everybody. So I was in the Bronx. I had to do some little business up there. I had some papers I was hoarding in my house, so I had to drop that off. It was a free shredding event. You know, there was a shredding event recently around me, hosted by Monique Chandler Waterman, but it wasn't in my mind to get rid of the papers. So that's why I went all the way to the Bronx to drop some papers up I had in my house. It was like a little hoarding of myself. I feel bad about that. A little hoarding I was doing. I got to do some more cleaning in my room. So I was doing some hoarding. Jackass. Admit that to you guys on camera. And just got rid of a lot of papers. If you saw that bag in that video, I know it's loud, they doing a lot of music, a lot of stuff out of this neighborhood. So we just put my camera, let me see how you do this thing. I'll show you right now. Yeah, a lot of music getting played right now. DJ, we got a DJ, stuff like that, you know, so yeah, so that was my bag. That was a bag full of papers, old papers from years and years, trying to get rid of, hoping it's shredded. So, I keep saying like 3 it's loud as hell. So, the reason I want to do this is for 2 reasons. Last night, I was walking up from my neighborhood. It was real dark, so I didn't want to risk getting some trouble because I wasn't paying attention. So, I'm doing it right now. It's nice out here. It's in the 80s right now in New York City, Brooklyn. Came from Bay Ridge. You know what I mean? Just went there to show some support. There's a few nonprofits that I respect down there. So to respect them, you know, I just did my thing, just covered the speeches. I know probably more later on time. I'm not going out. I'm a little tired myself right now, and just left. You know what I mean? Just what it is. So just do my thing down there and just left Bay Ridge. So I was in the Bronx early, giving some papers. So with the shredding event hosted by Chantel Jackson, Lil Sepulveda, Senator Serrano, and what's his name? Councilmember Raphael Salamica Jr. So I was up there trying to just get rid of my papers up there. That's why I was up there in the Bronx. So people are like, why was it in the Bronx? I was up there for that. So continuation from later on from yesterday, I was talking about how, you know, whatever Curtis did, you know, his team did to Christie was wrong. And like I said, I'll say it again. I don't care what the hell is going, like, what the fuck you trying to do, you're kind of accomplished. There's no excuse for hitting a woman. And I'm going to say this again. You know, like I said, there's no excuse for hitting a woman. I don't care. You know, just look bad on Curtis' part, look bad on his part and his team's part for doing that. And like I said, why would they go outside a council district to campaign? The campaign district is 13. The office was based in the 18th district, which is ran by Amanda Farias. So I'm like, why the hell would you go to a different council district to campaign? And if you know her campaign office is in the 18th district, there's no need to go over there to that district. What's up, man? What up? There's no need to go to that district. So let me show you right now. This is a business you should support. This is a small business. You know, this is called WL Printing House. I go here a lot to do my work in here, do my business. So you should go support it. Please support it. Support black business, you know? So like I said, there's no excuse for hitting a woman. No excuse for hitting a woman. And there's no excuse, there's no reason for you to go outside your district to campaign. It doesn't matter if your opponent's campaign office is outside the district. Then there's no need to go to that outside the council district to go there. It's just no point. If you want to run an issue, if you think you're the best, you don't need to stoop that low to prove that you're the best. That's my opinion. That's my opinion about the whole situation. Now, going forward, there's a few races that I didn't break down last night because I was so tired and I had to get in my house. I was just tired as hell that day. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was just the 19th race. I don't know what's going to happen in the 19th race. You know, they're pushing for a Christopher Bay win. Most county want Tony Avella to win. Paul Graziano, he split the vote. So now we have to wait until the 5th of this month to see who will be the Democratic nominee for the go against Victor Palladino. Now, whoever wins that Democratic primary against Victor Palladino, they have a uphill battle. I'm gonna tell this right now. I might tag my boy, tag my guy DJ Elf. We might talk about this tomorrow. DJ Elf, and I'm gonna tag my boy Julian. right? Hope he see this. I might tell him, might tag him in the video later on, the live feed later on. Hope he watches Julian and DJ. Now with Christopher Bay and Tony, it doesn't matter who wins that primary. It doesn't matter who wins that primary, guys. A lot of Dems love Vicky. A lot of Dems in the political spectrum love Vicky. They just won't say it in public. That's the fact. They won't say it in public. They love Vicky because she's controversial. She's far right. And they will, anytime, like, let's say about nonprofits. I might tag my boy Danique in this. I'm going to tag Danique in the video when I get it on Facebook. I said, Danique, watch it. And you understand what I'm talking about. Now, nonprofits always want to make more money than they have. Nonprofits, especially they're ran by the government. They get government funding, or they seek government funding. They're real greedy. They're real greedy. Now, with that in hand, they're real greedy as hell. So they love using people like Vicky to justify saying we need more money because, oh, Vicky's saying this on Twitter, Vicky's saying this in the office, nonprofit executive will go to the donors saying that, oh, Vicky's saying this in the city council, Vicky's saying this behind the scenes, Vicky's doing this, Vicky's doing that, so we need more money. Now, without Vicky Palladino in those chambers, a lot of these nonprofits, especially the immigration-based nonprofits, and more the like criminal justice, like Vocal New York's, and all those like Urban Justice Center, like Freedom Agenda and Justice Committee and Communities United Police Reform and Catal Center, and all those nonprofits you see all over the product, all over the TV screen, all over Twitter, they can't justify making more money off of the donors because Vicky's gone. Now, Vicky is close to Trump, and I'm not trying to say that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a way where Trump is the reason that a lot of these nonprofits was in business. That's the truth. The reason a lot of these nonprofits during this tenure was making a lot of money and it was real famous was because of Trump. Now, with Vicky, she's like close to him in that context. So I don't really think that the Dems really want her to go unless they can really find a replacement, a right-wing replacement to Vicky. I don't think anybody can go that close unless it's like Tina Forte. But Tina's running for Congress. So other than that, I think they're going to try to keep her inside. They'll do whatever they got to do to keep Vicky Palladino in the city council. Most likely Vicky will come out on top by 10. She will come out by probably about 11 points. 11 points this time. She will come out on a good margin because the Dems are going to try to keep her in. A lot of Dems, like I said, progressives, they love her. They love her behind the scenes. Just like Tiffany Caban and Kami Yeager gets along. That's a fact. They don't say that, but it's true. Kami Yeager and Tiffany Caban get along. But there's a certain reason why behind that. Because certain these motherfuckers keep themselves in business. The only reason one person's in business is because the other person. So that's where you got to stand. The 19th race, Vicky might come out on top. Whoever wins that, they got a real battle to fight. Because the people they expect to come out and help them, they're not going to help them at all. That's the truth. That's the real truth. Now, that's why, like I said, the 20th race, we never know what's going to happen. The 20th, the number 20. The 20th race, that's Flushing. That's like the Chinese area. Now, Ron Kim won by 500 votes. And Lee Zeldin won that district by 500 votes. So we might get a flip in the 20th district. Sandra Ng might lose her job. She might lose her job. And I'm going to say this right now, I got to go to my house. I'm a little hot, a little tired. About Sandra Ng, right? If Sandra Ng, if she can't really help curb that crime, and certain thing with small business, and big business too, because it's a big battle between the street vendors and the big business, like the street vendors and the brick and mortar businesses, right? Now, if Sandra Ng cannot curb that and try to guarantee some votes, she will lose her job. Sandra Ng will lose her job in the 20th district. It will be a flip over there because people over in Flushing, they're sick of the crime, they're sick of the AAPI hatred, they're sick of certain non-profits like CPC, because Sandra really fucks with CPC, doing certain things, doing fruitful things to them. That's what they're really scared of. That's what they're really scared of. Everything I do with Danique, so you can watch it later on. Danique. to Danique later on. We get a chance. I'll tag him later on after the fact. But like I said, if Sandra Ung cannot really curb that crime in Flushing, if she really can't do certain things in her district, she's gonna get voted out. I love Sandra. I have no problem with Sandra. But that's just me. This is political forecasting. This is just political forecasting. This ain't hatred. This ain't me saying like, yo, Chris, no. This is political forecast. Go to Flushing and look at the results from 80-40. Because Sandra Ung's district is basically an 80-40. That's Ron Kim's district. So that's what she got to understand. You know, Sandra has a big issue, big thing going on. I think a lot of people in Queens got to back her. She got to like reject certain endorsements this time for the general election. Probably the Ron Kim endorsement. I think she had to reject a lot of endorsements this time to really pull up the Republican. You know, like if people want to vote red, people's going to see Republican, they're going to vote Republican. It's not nothing against Sandra. It's just people just like the Democrat over there are getting sick of the Democratic Party. That's the fact, real fact. Now, the 48th district. Right, I'm about to go home. I'm in my house right now. I'm in my house right now. But the 48th district, right? 48 between Ina Vernikov and Igor Castor and Amber Adler, right? Now, the 48th district, Ina only has about 70% of the vote. Her opponent pulled 30% of the vote. That's not good. And I'm gonna say this right now. That's not good when you're a popular elected official. You're like a superstar in the New York Republican Party. A superstar, right? You're like a superstar incumbent, but you had your opponent pull 30% of the vote. An unknown person pulled 30% of the vote. As much as with Ina, she was an unknown person that got over 30% of the vote off the rip in her general election, right? But that's not good when you're running as like a popular incumbent and you're running and your opponent pulled 30% of the vote in the Republican primary and a low voter turnout. That's not good. So he's running in the Team Trump party line. And I'm going to say this right now about to a lot of people that supports Ina. If you support Ina, I think it's time you guys start knocking on doors. Like, don't get me wrong. Donate some money to a campaign so you can match your funds. But you gotta start knocking on doors and doing more things for her, because if you don't, she might lose her job to Amber Adler, because the Democratic Party is not playing around. They want that seat back. They're playing a lot of dirty shenanigans to get that seat. And what I saw recently at one of these races, I'm not going to, the 42nd race, I'm like, if they pull that shit at the 42nd race with Christopher Banks, Jamila Rose, and Barron, if Ina cannot get the right GOTB and really start touching the right ADs for the polling stations, and Ina team cannot catch certain members of the Brooklyn Democratic Party working those polls, especially if the executive members are being the coordinators of the polls, we might get a flip in the 48th district. We might get a flip in the 48th district. It might not be because of people just don't like Ina. It might not be. It's not gonna be because of people don't like Ina. People don't like. No, it's not about that. It's gonna be because the Democratic Party, the Brooklyn Democratic Party, did a lot of fucked up electioneering to give Amber Adler that win, and that's the truth. It's not going to be because Ina is not well liked. I love Ina. I'm the one of the main ones that helped her get in city council in the first place. I was there when I was the first donor. I was there for office opening. I was out there with her canvassing, trying to meet new voters. I was out there for everything. I expected you guys out there for Vina in 2021. But this time, what happened? Like I said, what happened in the 42nd race, the council district race between Barron, Christopher Banks, and Jamila Rose, if they pull that same shenanigans over in the 48th district, because you got to watch out for the 48th district, the number 48th district. If you don't understand about what they're trying to do in the 48th, they want that seat back in a certain way because they want those developers to really have their playground over in Brighton Beach, right? It's about Brighton Beach. That's all it's about. It's a big playground they want over in Brighton Beach. Now, like I said, if Ina team cannot get the right people out at those polling stations, especially during early voting, and use their media or use what they got to do to expose the Brooklyn Democratic Party for their shenanigans, especially at certain 80 polling sites for early voting. And if they don't neutralize it, the 48th district will go blue because they will find a way to give Amber that win. That's a fact. Like I said, this is the truth, and this is what it is. The 42nd district race, the reason Christopher Banks won was not only because he was busting his ass out there. There were certain things that the Brooklyn Democratic Party did at certain polling stations to give this guy the win. And like I said, always be careful about how the Democratic Party or Republican Party or any party works those polls. Because they want a seat. All they got to do is work the polls and run those polls a certain way, and they will win. So you got to watch out for the 48th race. Always watch out for the 48th race, because if you don't watch this, Amber Adler will come out on top as the winner on a margin over Ina. And a lot of people are like, what the fuck happened to Ina? Well, I told you so in July 1st, 2023, that Ina will mostly get screwed out of her seat if they know how to run the polls during early voting and election day, especially the Brooklyn Democratic Party. And the guy Igor Castor having the Team Trump line doesn't do Ina any favors, because people see Trump, they're gonna vote Trump. Now, if Igor can get the same amount of voter turnout, a little more voter turnout into the polling, early voting and election day, we might get a big flip. Igor's going to pull that same amount of voting, and Amber's going to win. So what's going to happen with Ina, and this is my advice to her team, is you got to neutralize Igor. You have to neutralize Igor and try to make sure that if Trump endorses you, you better fucking put some money into that saying Trump endorsed you. You just can't make a paper endorsement of Trump and don't put no PR behind it. You got to take the PR. If Trump gets your endorsement or Trump Julie gives that endorsement, you have to put the money into that endorsement and say, fuck it. Give it to the paper saying that Trump endorsed Ina Vernikov for city re-election city council over 2023. Because if let's say if Igor's team finds a little trick to push the media, people are going to believe it more than from Igor more than anybody else. So this is my advice. This is my advice to Ina's team, that GOTV is the big thing right now, to secure that win. You can't be sitting on your feet. You can't be expecting people to say, oh, nah, it's not going to work like that. It's GOTV time. We're doing early voting and election day. It's a lot of GOTV. I'll be out there to support you, Ina. I'll be out there to support you, but not just me. We need like at least more people out there, especially certain influencers out there, to help push the message for Ina, because it'll be a sad day in New York City politics if Ina Vernikov loses her election because the Brooklyn Democratic Party pulled some little bullshit shenanigans like they did in the 42nd Council District at certain polling stations to give Christopher Banks that win, to help give that guy the win. So that's the thing. That's what we got to worry about. Now, the 47th District, Ari Kagan, like I said, Kagan and Brannon, I'm pushing for Kagan. I'm supporting Kagan, and that's what I'm pushing right now. So I think that's it. I think every other election is going to be technically unopposed this time, and like unopposed, and like, or they run against some little clowns in the Republican Party. They run against some little bozos in the Republican Party, like these I can't say the word because I might get my account flagged. These anti-motherfuckers in the Republican Party. But, this one race I might want to go out support, just to make sure that, because we might have to get some things out with this girl. It's the 37th race, the District 37. I might put my ass out there in the 37th District to help Isaiah out, because it's something with Sandy Nurse, yo. I'm like, yo, I helped get you. I'm one people that helped get you in city council. I could have backed up Dharma Diaz over. I'm giving someone to my sister. I could have backed up Dharma Diaz over you, but the only reason I really support you because you helped held a Linda Sarsour book book release event during the, I'm not gonna say the word, I'm not trying to get my account flag, during the you know what in 2020. And I gave $5 to Mayday Space. So the reason I supported you because of Linda Sarsour But I totally understand what's going on because of Felicia Singh and Joanne Areola. I helped Joanne Areola win, so you have it out against me. So it's what it is. But I'm gonna help out Isaiah Luna Vega for the race. You know what I mean? I'm gonna help him out, try to get him some votes. Hope he beats you in November. You know, because it's some fucking bullshit. So it's too loud. I can't be on the shit like that. But the echo's crazy in this apartment building. So I'm about to log off. It's hot as fuck again, so I'll take a shower. And peace out. Later, guys. Take care.